Your favorite fat boys.
What's up, everybody? It's your favorite fat boy, Jarron.
Stefan, aka Mayhem, aka Mr. Ivy League, aka questionable college admission.
I like that. I guess I'll be a college dropout then.
Guess kind of works.
Right. So, what we're gonna talk about today?
Today we're going to talk about the cost of education because what they say it's too damn high.
Yeah.
And we're also going to talk about how you navigate your job market and job politics.
Yep. So we were talking about education the other day, and I did probably maybe 2 semesters of community college, and I realized that it was not the route that I wanted to go, so I did not continue further my education. But Stefan over here got his good old degree.
Yeah, I got a bachelor's of science in computer science.
There you go. He making that money.
Don't tell nobody that.
Sorry. So, so I guess so tell me what your college experience was first.
Well, I mean, the difference between me and somebody else is I didn't go to college with the express idea that I was going to make a ton of money. I wanted to do something. I was good at something. I was good at programming, and nobody wanted to hire me because I didn't have a college degree.
Right.
So my first inclination to go into college was get the degree so that I could have the credentials that say that I know how to do something.
Yeah, when I went to school, I knew I wanted to go to marketing, but I didn't know what exactly like that really entailed. I think they put me in maybe business administration or business management, and I was taking a lot of courses that didn't really interest me. So like my first semester, I did really, really well. Excuse me. And then my second semester came, I started taking classes more geared into that direction, and I failed terribly. So it was like, there's no point. Like, do you know what you want? I had a conversation with my mother. It's like, do you know what you want to do? I'm like, no, I don't. So she's like, well, don't go to school and then waste our money. So I didn't continue going to school at that point. I just went ahead and just jumped into the workforce and had the ideal that, if I grind it out, I can work my way to the top. Because I didn't necessarily want I want a decent paying job, but I don't necessarily need $100,000. That's like not the goal for me anyway. So I just went with, I was like, I'm gonna grind it out wherever what job I get. If I go into management leadership, then so be it. So
I mean, college ain't for everybody.
yeah.
And at the prices at which college are at this point in time, it's not fiscally reasonable for a lot of people to get there.
So when you went to school, how much did you pay when you went to College Park?
College Park was a grip. I can't even remember what my tuition was. Honestly, it's been so long since that was the first school that I went to. But all I know is my first semester at College Park, I blew through my bank account on textbooks for my courses.
Yeah, textbooks are expensive for no reason.
Absolutely none. As New Age cartel right there. But I blew through my bank account. So my first semester, it was a goddamn struggle. I wasn't paying my tuition, but then my second semester came, I got a full-time job. So I'm working 40, 50 hours a week to help pay for my college tuition. Because, sometimes, like my mother and my father were paying for it. Sometimes I'd get a call from my mama. I ain't got it. I was like, okay, well, I'm working. I got it. And I was still paying for books.
How much are you making at your job?
Again, I was working at a Subway. I was making like $7.25 and $7.50 an hour as a supervisor.
As a supervisor?
Yeah.
Woo! $7.50?
This is a lot of years ago.
This is true. This is true.
This is a lot of years ago. This is at least, 15 years ago?
Yeah.
So,
who put the economy up?
So $7.50 an hour. So, my paychecks, they were looking good enough, but as soon as I had to, drop a few checks on college tuition, it was gone.
Yeah, I didn't have to pay. I paid for my school books, and then, well, my mother was like, okay, well, you can go back for the third semester, so I just grinded it out, and I saw you going through your. I guess, a struggle in a sense, but you pushed through and you got your degree because you know what you wanted to do. And I think it's the difference of somebody like me who did not know necessarily what field they wanted to go into or what they necessarily were good at. You know, I had jobs in customer service. I was bartender for so many years. That was my part-time gig, and then I had like another job to kind of offset my income because bartending, you as a guy anyway, you're not gonna make as much money as women would, and depending where you at also depends on how much money you're gonna make. So I worked at a boat downtown. That was my first bartending gig, and I made decent money like a handful of times. And then when I say decent, it was like, all right, if I make $20 or $30, like that's good. You know, but bartending you should be making a lot more than that. Twice I cleared $300 in one night, so that was like the upside to it. But like you had that $300 night, you wasn't gonna crack $100 the next day. You could think you would, but not there.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I had a very similar experience when I was waiting tables. You know, some night it was $2.38 an hour plus tips. Some nights you would make well over minimum wage, making some decent money, and other nights you wish you were making minimum wage. So,
so I think we were talking about this, and we were like, what's better? Is it better get a trade, or is it better to get the loan? And one thing, and I pitched to you was that something I saw on TV was they'll give you a loan to take out for school, however that may be, like maybe say 80 to 100 grand. I mean, who knows how many semesters that's going to cover? Maybe just one, depending on what school you go to. But they won't give you a loan for 20 grand start your own business. So I thought it was interesting when I seen that, but I don't know how, I guess, realistic that is in a sense. But
well, because they know that on a $8,000, $10,000 loan for college, whether or not you got the money for it, it's gonna follow you for the rest of your life. Because they changed the law so that student loan debt doesn't go away if you file for bankruptcy. So they give you $20,000 to start your own business, and you fail and you go bankrupt, they lost $20,000. But they do that for a college loan, and you go bankrupt, you still owe them money.
So why is the college loan held to such a high standard then?
Sally Mae got a better lobbying body than the rest of them.
That's terrible.
Because that's all it is. And so, I mean, and the cost of school has just continued to skyrocket.
So 2 questions I have for you. 1, what do you think is better, a degree or a trade? And then 2 is, do you think that, because Bernie Sanders is proposing that the 1.6 trillion college deficit get wiped out? So as a two-parter, go ahead.
All right, first and foremost, I think it depends on the person. School, I say this to the day I die, and I really believe it. School's not for everybody. Some people cannot sit in a classroom and learn from a teacher, do math problems, and sit and learn a bunch of stuff that they will never have any interest in learning or any use for. So it ain't for everybody. And if it ain't for you, you're gonna just waste a lot of time and money going. But now there's also trades. You might be good with your hands, or you can be a carpenter, be a plumber, be something that get a job that's gonna always be needed. You're gonna always find yourself employed and making money. So if school ain't for you, if you can't find yourself a field that is going to be, 1, lucrative, and 2, you're going to enjoy doing, because again, going to school and getting an art history degree ain't going to be something that's going to support you for the rest of your life. But so you can find you something that's going to be lucrative for you, at least to support yourself, and one that you can enjoy doing, go to school. But if it ain't for you, find a trade. Find something that you can enjoy doing that's not going to require you to learn a whole bunch of useless things, or at least useless to you.
I like that, and I agree, because I think if I went back to school, I would do better, because I would be more focused. I think I would have a direction of what I want to do now at 33 versus when I was 19 and 20. So a trade, I just would have to pick up what I was good at. What do you think I'd be good at as a trade? You know me a long time.
I mean, I don't know where your skill set lies.
I don't have none. So
I didn't want to say it, but since you said it, I will agree.
I'm not saying I'm useless. I carry groceries. I can cook. I ain't doing plumbing. What's some other? I ain't gonna put no carpet down. I'ma sneeze when you start saying this stuff.
Get your CDL. You can drive trucks.
Nah, I get tired. Bro.
Yeah, you do. You do
tired.
not do long distance driving
Not at all. Unless it's from here to the Wally World. That's the only way I'm doing it.
So yeah, I don't know then. Yeah.
I just keep on getting a disability check then, huh?
Yep. Stay sick.
But you subscribe, I survive.
Some real medical shit right there.
Right. So, what do you think about?
And as far as what Bernie Sanders saying about wiping out that deficit, it makes sense to me. We spend so much money on the military that honestly, the student loan deficit is a drop in the bucket.
Really?
Yeah. The student loan deficit is a drop in the bucket in comparison to what we spend year to year to year on the military.
Yeah, that's interesting. As I think they passed a law. I know they did in New York. I know they did it here in Maryland too, where community college will be free, but it's only for people who like graduate like 2015 and up.
Right.
So I'm like, damn, I can't even go back if I wanted to, just to kind of figure some things out on their dime.
Yeah, I mean and that's the one thing that I would say that college is good for, is because I had a lot of interest, and I have a lot of interest, in college helped me to explore that. Like, I was in College Park, I took a theater class, and we got to put on the play Lysistrata, and I was like one of the leads in it. Like, I found a joy for acting that I didn't know that I had.
That's real good.
So college gave me an opportunity to test out a lot of things that I might not have ever tried. Like, I had a speech class that I just fucking enjoyed doing. So,
Yeah, I took speech and I was very arrogant about it. I was like, I can already talk what I need to learn, what I need to do speech for. And I didn't go in there with an open mind. I went there really like salty about taking a speech class, and then I didn't do well. I just kind of half-assed everything. And if I get given an opportunity, I would have done a lot better in my classes that I did not have interest in. I would have focused more on studying, but I was working. I don't say the full-time job. I was working like close to like 30 to 35 hours. So I was working and I was doing school, but I was more focused on working, so I wanted to get more money, so I was doing overtime. So it was like, I'd rather chase $1 than go and study. And then I saw like, okay, if I didn't study, I failed, because I didn't know nothing on these tests when we have to take them. And I saw that that's what hurt me. That's what, it wasn't beneficial for me to work as hard as I was and to try and still go to school. Like, it was a waste of time.
Right. So again, if you have the drive to do it, because I know when I started school, I had an academic dismissal from College Park. A lot of people don't even know that, because they look at me and see, he's very intelligent. But like, I was spending so much time doing other stuff other than going to class, like going to work, doing parties on the weekends and
chasing them hoes.
Partially. That I was spending more. Honestly, I was spending more time at work than I was in class.
Oh wow!
So to pay to go to class. So it's funny stuff how that works out. Because again, the cost for college is just too damn high.
Yeah. So when you finally got your degree, and you were going through recruiters, how was that experience?
That was a mixed bag. Because again, when I finally got my degree, I got a degree in computer science. I had like the second highest GPA in my major in my graduating class.
Oh, let's give was that summa cum laude or something?
Yeah, I was summa cum laude.
Give it up for the man. He's smart.
That's what they keep telling me. So I don't know. The verdict's still out. So so it was a bit of a mixed bag. So I got this piece of paper and I got this transcript saying that I'm the shit. But then you go out and you talking to recruiters and they calling you about positions and they saying, oh, okay, we're kind of looking for somebody who has like 3 or 4 years experience. I'm like, you got my resume. Why did you call me? Or then one recruitment firm, I'm not going to put their name out there, but you know who you are. I had an interview with them and they say, oh yeah, no, wow, they tested me. I tested really high on, this practical exam for the position. They said, oh man, they love me. So it's like, pretty much like a shoe-in to be put in for this position. But then I get out and I'm going home, I didn't have a car at the time because I'm still poor. Mm-hmm.
You weren't poor. You were financially challenged.
Real challenged.
Like capital challenged.
And I get a phone call from the woman that I just had an interview with, and she asked me, she's like, hey, did you just walk from here? I'm like, I walked to the bus stop. Oh, you don't have a car? No, I don't have a car. So, well, we were kind of wondering, like, how would you be able to get to work? Like the same way I got to you.
Bitch. How do you get to work? I'm taking your shit.
Cause so they were concerned that I wouldn't be able to make it to a job site because I didn't have a vehicle. You need reliable transportation. Like, is public transportation not reliable enough?
Or you're not a reliable person to get yourself to work?
Right. I'm not responsible enough to get my ass to work on time. So again, it was a bit of a mixed bag. But then once I finally got my foot in the door, I mean, I took a bullshit position that was. They offered me way lower than the position should have been for, but I'm like, just get my foot in the door, so get a little bit of experience, and then that way I can just start jumping and going wherever the fuck I want.
Now, was that the job that you had in Hunt Valley and you walked that skinny ass piece of road?
Yep.
So, if you know the Hunt Valley area in that Sparks area, there's
Sparks Glencoe.
There's like this windy little road and about this much of a sidewalk. I'm gonna say a side of the curb.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't even have that at a certain part. It no more sidewalk.
So until he got his finances straight, where he gonna get him a vehicle, he was going to get to this point and then walking this little bit of road and then hoping he didn't get hit.
Hey, I didn't get hit.
You didn't get hit, but you came close.
Yeah, I mean, because it's winding, and a lot of them, when the cars are speeding by, they won't see you when they go around those bends. So you make sure you stay on the opposite side of traffic so that you can see the cars coming at you.
And so, at what job did you get a car? After that one, right?
No, yeah, it was right before I left that job.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I had got a vehicle because I was making enough money. I saved up enough money so that I could get a car.
Okay. So, in your field, how do you still enjoy your field, and how many black people are in your field?
Now, this is software engineering, software development. There's not a lot of black people.
Okay.
There's, surprisingly or unsurprisingly, there are a lot of Indians.
That's a stereotype, isn't it? Is that a stereotype within itself?
Just a little bit.
I know when I worked, like the whole development team was Indian people, and it was like, ain't one sister here, ain't one brother here, not ain't a white person.
And and that honestly, that killed me too, because I'm thinking like, you know what, I'm gonna get in this field. There's gonna be women who program, and then I'm gonna find somebody who we have common ground with. There are no women in my field.
You better go work at Target. That's what the women
in my field. Women, get into STEM, please.
Yes, because it's a thing now. Oh, just aside, it's a thing now where like they're pushing for more minorities, especially black people, to get into STEM and get into computer programming and things like that. So, we need to be in that field more. If I had an interest in that, I think I would definitely take it up. But I don't know. I just don't feel like I had the interest.
Yeah, it's not for everybody. Listen, I'm still interested in it. I mean, I love what I do, and I love being able to get paid a ridiculous amount of money to do it. So
you get paid a nice wager.
I do make a nice living wage to sit in front of a computer and build software all day.
Hey, you living your dream. Nothing wrong with that. So I know I've been out of work for. It's been a year and some months since I've been out of work now, and I've had a lot of time to think about what I want to do with myself, and keep me busy and occupied, not just be like, oh, I'm on dialysis and wait for a possible transplant. That's why I started the podcast. And I have some other things that I'm not gonna let out right now, but y'all will see as time progresses. I thought about you work so hard for a company, and or you do what's do. You come on time, you work your shift, you do overtime, you help out, you do this and the third, blah blah, and then it's time for a raise at the end of the year, and they're like, oh, we're gonna give you 40 cents, 50 cents, 60 cents, something like that, and it's like, well, am I really worth that? And it's like, it got in my head because like, why am I busting my ass to do this, and y'all only get your value? I value myself at a higher amount, but y'all value me at this. Like, how you feel about that?
Oh, I mean, granted, like I said, I make a high wage, but that wasn't always the case. And you busting your ass, and the person in charge comes to tell you, how good you're doing, and so we got a raise for you, and then ends up being like a 1.5% raise.
And that is how much?
You end up making like an extra $50-$60 on your paycheck.
That's gas money.
It's like, hooray! So yeah, I've been doing such great work. You value everything that I bring to the company, and this is how you show me that you like me.
Man, I never forget when I was bartending on the boat. I was making hourly, like I think $8, $8.50, something like that. I think I was making like $8, and that's what everybody was making. Bartender, waitresses, waiters, everybody's making the same. And if you had been there a little long, you probably got a bump in pay. So I've been working there going on 2 years. I had no review, no year review, nothing like that. Nobody telling me like, this week you need to work on, this week you do well, nothing like that. And so, and I was only part time, but like I still felt though like I was still looking for that because it's a job. So I asked my supervisor, hey, are we gonna have a sit down where I get like a raise or something like that, or at least have a review, something. And he's like, let me talk to so and so, and I get back to you. So the manager above him came to me, was like, I saw him talk to my supervisor. He's like doing like, he was like nodding and everything like that, like, okay, yeah. And he came to me, like, Jarron, next week sometime we gonna get together, me, you, and Lawrence, and we gonna clean the boat. Excuse me? We're gonna clean the boat. Okay, well you let me know and I won't be there. Because I'm looking for, we're gonna have a sit down and go over a review and maybe and talk about a raise. If you want to give me a raise, just say you don't want to give me one, but don't call me talking about we're going to clean the boat.
They're going to give you a review as you cleaning the boat.
But they ain't telling me that. That's why I never showed up.
So you ain't get that review.
Yeah, but I think in the politics of a job, because like my top supervisors, they's like, you got to play the game. You got to play the game. And it's like, you hand us more work, but then there's no compensation for that. Like, we're not getting a bump in anything. It's like, well, my supervisor justified it as, well, they look at how many hours you're on the phone. So out of a 10-hour day, you're only on the phone for maybe 2.5 to 3 hours. So we're paying you for the rest of these hours. You're not really doing a whole lot. Well, it's a call center, so the calls come in, I'm working. The calls don't come in, I'm not working. I'm looking at YouTube on your dime. Sorry. So, but I just don't understand that whole playing the game.
Yeah, that's something that I do not subscribe to. That whole to show you that I appreciate you giving me a job, I need to go above and beyond the call of duty. That whole come in, work 70-hour weeks, you work weekends. We're not paying you any extra for it, but we really appreciate you for doing it.
Ain't that going on in your job now? Where they like telling people to do overtime?
That was at the previous.
The old one, yeah.
I'm all for if it makes sense for me, then I'm all for it. If somebody is relying on me to get something done and I need to stay late to do it, I'm all for it. But everybody just staying late so we can all feel miserable together for everybody's enjoyment's sake or morale, no, I can't do that.
So they telling you work overtime, but we're not giving you overtime.
Yeah, no.
Fuck all that.
That's what I say.
Stephon ain't coming in.
He said, if that makes you say that I'm not a team player, then fine, I'm not a team player, because that's just not how my brain works when it comes to productivity. And I've never been good at playing that game. I've never been good at. I said one thing my mama never taught me how to do was suck up. Cause that was the thing she never did. So she never taught me how to do it.
Yeah, I wasn't taught that either. Like, I understand, the importance of looking good in front of somebody is important. I definitely understand it, but I'm not gonna kiss your ass just so I can be in a better light. Like, I think my work should speak for itself, and I had plenty of opportunities where my work spoke for itself, and it was recognized amongst the higher ups. But no, I'm not kissing. I'm not joining no group just to be joining a group and putting stuff up and taking stuff down and
right.
Like that's like that. No, I'm not doing all that. Like that's to me is like why? What for? Like. And I know we got this against us because we black, but like, why I gotta go above and beyond? Yeah,
so I mean, I've done well with my demeanor because again, as a software engineer, I am phenomenal at what I do. Mm-hmm. I tend to be not one to have an ego, but when it comes to programming, I tend to have a bit of an ego.
Hey, because, you had the ego
because I'm good at what I do, but I've never been able to play the game per se. I don't have it in me. So when you start your own company then, so you gotta play that game. and that way you can hire me so I get some benefits. I get that a lot. I'm still tossing that one in the air. Look, I need to make about $75,000 a year. Wait a minute, you just earlier said you ain't got no skills. I should be your best friend. Like what's ain't that work for one of them other bitches out there? Like the Kardashians, ain't that work for them? They got a fucking empire, like. Yeah, I mean, well, they already came for money, and at least one of them put out a sex tape. I ain't putting out a sex tape. You don't see my character flinging around in the sex tape. Hey,
I gotta blur that out.
Hey. There's a market for everything.
You right. You fucking right. You gonna record it?
God damn it! I guess I got to. So that's all I'm saying. Yeah, I've never been one who's been able to, navigate the job politics in that manner. So,
Yeah. Well, how much time we got?
well, we had 25 minutes.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and end it with this. I'll give you a brief. We'll give you a update of my health. Speaking of benefits, so let's see how the dialysis has been going. It's been going well. I haven't had no hiccups lately with my catheter, nothing like that, and no infection. Thank goodness. Knock on wood. This wood. That's not wood.
It ain't.
But knock on wood. I have my good days and my bad days. A bad day would just be I get fatigued at unexpected time. Like I can never predict it. But other than that, though, I lay down. I keep pushing what I gotta do and get through the day, and then I rest. So I look forward to my Tuesdays and Thursdays when I don't have to really do too much, and I run my errands, take care of my business and things like that. So Saturday and Sunday I relax and I do the podcast. So then while I'm in Dallas, I try to stay productive and busy and think of ideas and topics for us to talk about. So recently I had a big struggle with getting insurance because my insurance for my job had ended at the end of April. So for May and June, I was kind of out there in limbo. And so I had applied for Medicaid, and they had my application on hold, and it wasn't reviewed yet.
Right.
So they then told me, well, you need to apply for Medicare. So I went to apply for Medicare, or medical assistance, rather. And they're like, oh, I went down to social services, waited about 30, 45 minutes to see somebody, and he told me, oh, you're not supposed to be under medical assistance. You need to be under mental health connection. So
Isn't the system beautiful?
Yeah, I love it. Like, nobody told me that I wasn't supposed to be here. They get same paperwork saying that you need to you need to show bills of X amount of dollars to show that you can't pay these bills, or these are bills you got, and so that we can kick in the medical assistance. So I didn't have enough bills at that time to cover for the kick in, but they were like, oh no, you weren't supposed to be in this program anyway to begin with. You're supposed to be in this program for mental health connection. So I'm like, well, nobody ever told me that. And they're like, bad. Somebody should have told you, but he'd do this anyway. So I applied for that. I didn't finish it because I had questions about it, and I was like, let me call and figure out what this is exactly. But then what happened was that I saw my doctor at Dialysis. He was asking me about I was getting another access, like to get like either the in-home dialysis or the access in your arm. So I said, well, I ain't got no insurance. He's like, you got no insurance? I ain't got no insurance. So I'm not getting anything done until I get some insurance. So he's like, hold on, let me go talk to somebody. So he talked to the social workers at the dialysis. One person came out with a form. It's for me to get some medicine. This one medicine that I need costs $2,000.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Right. So he had me sign something so that I get the medicine, but I never gotten it because it cost so much money. So they had me sign something else like a week later to kind of hopefully cover more of the cost, so that it's not so much of a cost to me. So whatever's left over, I have to pay for. So I hope it's just nothing at all. So then they came out another form for me to get Medicare. And he signed off on it, but another doctor at another hospital had to sign off on that. So that happened on a Monday. I didn't get the letter until about Friday. I went to Social Security on Tuesday. I went to one location. The guy looked at the paper looked at me, said, you got to go to another location because we don't handle this. This is not within our jurisdiction. First of all, mind blown. Didn't know the jurisdictions within Social Security. I thought all offices handled everything, but this is news to me. So I go all the way to Bel Air Road. The first office I was at was in Towson. I go to Bel Air Road, and they see me. They're like, why'd you come here? I told them I was at Towson, but I'll help you handle what I need. Like, why'd you come here? I said, well, this is the guy told me. And they looked at myself and said, you need to come here. So I saw a caseworker, and he saw my application was on hold since May, and this was at the end of June, which has not been touched at this point. So he saw it, processed it, said I get my medical assistance, my Medicare, in 30 days with my card and everything, and that was it.
Gotta love it.
And I'm like, all that for that.
Hey, I mean, if the system was simple, then everybody would use it.
I'm just trying to get health coverage because, like, when I saw the bills
you want to live? What's wrong with you?
Subscribe and not survive. But you know, I mean, yeah, I want to live, but like, it shouldn't be this difficult. And I understand things get lost in the midst. Like, if I didn't feel something out right, or you know, they say, you know, lots of people lie about these kind of things. They don't want to work. Okay, but I'm going dialysis. I have a catheter hanging out my chest. Could I go to work? Probably part time, but that's not my focus right now. Like, y'all need to cover this so that I don't have to worry about that. That's not something I need to worry about. Anybody need to worry about when they're going through anything, like, you know, whether it be dialysis or chemo or any illness. So,
Well, you want to move to a different country where they have a different healthcare system, then, sir.
well, how long I gotta be a citizen in Canada?
Oh, I mean, that's if they accept your citizenship.
Like I said, my citizenship.
Yeah, they have to accept it. You can just move to Canada and then say, "Hey, I'm Canadian."
What's the application look like?
I'm not trying to move to Canada,
Well,
so I can't give you that.
That's some bullshit. I'm just trying to get a kidney. I just want some health coverage.
I mean, we can always find somebody to kill, take their kidney, but you know what? Let's scratch that from the record.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
So, but all in all, I'm doing well. Like I said, my spirits are uplifted. Not because I'm doing this, but because I have a positive outlook on what's going on. I feel like I've been sat down numerous times before. When I mean by sat down, I've been sick and put in the hospital, and I've always had this thought: okay, what am I supposed to be doing in my life, and what should I be doing? What's this draw I want to do? And I kind of when I got to the hospital, I was like, okay, I go back to work. I go back to what's normal for me. And now that I'm finally sat down, where it's like, okay, this is not an option for you anymore. You need to create something. You need to create your own or do something in your own lane. So that's where the podcast came from. And now I'm looking at everything like, I can do this. I can probably do that.
Yeah, it's funny how being face to face with your mortality will do that to you.
Yeah, and I that's fine. Like, you know, I mean, I don't think I'm going to kick over anytime soon, but at least I want to say, well, you know what, I did this. You know, that podcast is not necessarily a dream of mine, but okay, working on it, it gives me something to look forward to. And like I said, as you see things develop, you can be like, oh, that's what you planned up. So I'm keeping it close to the chest. But y'all
like
see,
the catheter.
Ooh, we got commercials. Ooh, he's like, good timing. But you know, I look at it like, you know, you've been sat down and focus on you, Jarron. Focus on you. So that's what I'm gonna take from it, and that's what I'm going to continue to pursue.
Well, thank you for that update. That seems to be all the time that we have for this particular episode. I hope everybody enjoyed it. You know, this was a more serious discussion than we normally have.
Yeah.
But, you know, sometimes you're going to get that from us. So, as always, hit us up on Gmail. Watch us on YouTube. Like, subscribe, all of that YouTube shit that you should be doing anyway because you know how to do that. So, hit us. So, listen to us on Spotify, SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play Music. You know the spiel. We do it at the end of every show. And that's our show. Peace out, everybody.
Peace.